The nightmare at Goodison continues. Oh my god. Right, getting right into it. You know, every time we go to Everton, it's always one of those games where you feel like we're on the front foot. We have a good patch before we get to Goodison, and every time I feel like it's been like 4 or 5 games that we've been to Goodison and this type of game plays out. It's frustrating. It really is frustrating because we know we could win that, but things like that happen. I think getting right into it. Pros. To be honest, there's only one pro for this match for me, and that was Reece James. Reece James was the best player on the pitch by far, by miles. He looked the best out on the pitch. He had the fight to get back in it. He put in some good crosses. He was doing much better than his counterpart, which we will talk about in a bit because I'm really getting tired of him. But anyway, like that was, and also another pro would be the fight back from the team. The team looked like they wanted to win, they pushed to win it, but it wasn't enough. And I think for the pros, that's about it. Now we move into the cons. First con is Kai Havertz. I understand Lampard thinks that Kai Havertz is so, versatile, and he can play in any position, and that's bullshit. Like that's not a true statement. Like, Kai Havertz cannot play on the wing. Kai Havertz on the wing is useless. I do not get why consistently he's being played on the wing, because it just doesn't work. He doesn't have that much impact when he's in that position. When he plays in the center, it's much better, and even then sometimes it's a little tricky, but I really think that Kai Havertz on the wing it hasn't worked. I don't know a single match that Kai Havertz has played on the wing that's worked. Not one. On number 2, oh my god, Ben Chilwell. Because he's new to the team, I give a lot of the new players some leeway in their performances. But again, as I've said before on this channel, I've never been a fan of Ben Chilwell. I don't think that he is as good as people make him out to be. And Iwobi proved that today. Iwobi proved that Ben Chilwell is not a world-class left back. Yeah. Like, I like Iwobi. Like, I'm just so baffled by Iwobi running circles around Ben Chilwell for 60, 70 minutes of the game. I'm so baffled of how that happens. Him again giving the second penalty away. Thank goodness it was offside. But that was both actually, to be clear, both clear penalties. There's no arguments about that. But Ben Chilwell, for me, I think he needs to do much better. He needs to put in more effort. His defending is wayward. I thought that was actually the better part of his game. I thought defending was the better part of his game. But it seems like Iwobi can dance circles around you. I can't imagine calling yourself a world-class left back playing for Chelsea Football Club, and that is a performance against Iwobi. With all due respect to Iwobi, he's not he barely, if that Everton team is fully fit, Iwobi doesn't make it onto the team sheet. So I don't understand how Ben Chilwell, what a horrible game by Ben Chilwell. But I'm going to get off that because I could go on all night about Ben Chilwell. Yeah, and now we have to talk about Edouard Mendy. Oh my God. This is the second error in as many games for Edouard Mendy. Before we signed him, I used to like look at highlights and videos and things like that from Ren, and you could see that he is prone to a lot of, not a lot, but certain mistakes that shouldn't be happening. Obviously, he's forgiven for his mistake today because he's been world class ever since he's arrived. But that is, if that's Kepa that does something like that, like all like Twitter, Instagram, like the whole internet would blow up because that is an amateur mistake. That is a horrible mistake to make. And for a goalkeeper like that, of that stature, of what he showed us, to do something like that is I don't even have words for it. But it happens. It happens to the best of us. Yeah. So another con is our midfield. We were dominated today. Mason Mount, Kovacic, N'Golo Kante. That was my pick for the team, so I'm not gonna blame Lampard and say that was a horrible decision to play those three in the middle. We were outplayed. I think maybe because Everton had that extra man in the center of the park, but Carlo Ancelotti got it spot on. They dominated us. They won more balls than us. They outran us, and they just looked like a well-oiled machine. While we looked like, we didn't rest players during the week for this game. Like I barely saw Mason Mount except for when he hit the post and maybe a few passes, but other than that, he was just pedestrian. Like I don't have a better word for it, but just pedestrian. Kovacic was a bit better. You can see his quality every time he's on the ball. So I'm always happy with Kovacic. N'Golo Kante, the passing was off. He got dominated. He looked lost in the center of the park. I'm not sure what went wrong today, but those three in the center just looked lost. One con that I've been seeing over and over and over and over again is the passing. The passing in Chelsea Football Club since the start of the season. This is not something that just happened in this match. This is something that's happened since the start of the season. Passing. The passing with this team is horrible. N'Golo Kante, in his first 2 touches of the ball, were misplaced pass. Kai Havertz, misplaced pass. Kovacic, misplaced pass. Giroud, misplaced pass. Zuma, there's 2 minutes left in extra time. You have the chance, you're putting pressure on the team, right? Make an easy pass to the guy on the wing. He decides to lob the ball over the defender for absolutely no reason. It's things like that, passing, the decision making sometimes, that shows that this team still has a lot of work. There's still a lot of things that need to be done. Yeah, it's just it's a big thing, and I hope that Lampard can fix this somehow, because I find, I honestly think that this team deserves better from each other, especially with the passing. The passing has been atrocious from day one, and it's something that needs to be fixed. It's something that needs to be looked at, and it's not being looked at. While I'm here, I need to woosah a bit and ask you guys to subscribe, and do the stuff to the YouTube channel. It would be really appreciated if you could. Yeah. And finally, we have to talk about our front line. I've already spoken about Kai Havertz. I think he doesn't belong on the right of the three. I just don't think that works. But Giroud and Werner again were very pedestrian today. Werner, I don't know what's going on with Werner. I don't think it's a fatigue thing, because that's at first, we thought, oh, he's tired. He's played every minute. I think we're past the fatigue thing, because he's gotten like a bit of rest, especially during midweeks, and he's just there's nothing going on. He's not giving, what when he started the season, he looked bright, he made movements, he made good passes, but now we're not seeing that. And so I think Werner and Giroud. Giroud was, I don't even know what the word is. Giroud didn't do much. He didn't do much this game, and it was just disappointing. Another performance at Goodison Park. I think we've won 1 in 6 in our last 6 visits, and it looks like Everton at home or Everton away is our boogeyman, and that's just how it is. Yeah, I don't know what else there is to say. It's just it happened again. I think we were lucky not to be 2-0 or even 3-0 down. I also think we were unfortunate not to score. We hit the post twice. There was some good defending by Everton, but I just think we need to do better as a collective. And I think it goes down to basics, passing. That's just decision making. I think those are things that are important and that we need to get back to. Anyway, we go back again on Tuesday. We're away at Wolves. That should be a tough game also. I think we have a good chance of winning it, watching Wolves today against Aston Villa, I think it was. Yeah, you could see that they're cracking under the pressure a bit, but hopefully we can go to Wolves and get the win. And yeah, it's just one of those nights, disappointing, but you know what? It's football. It had to happen. We were on an incredible run of unbeaten games, and we arrived where just things go horribly wrong. Anyway, guys, remember, like, subscribe, and I'll check you on the next video. Peace.